Oh sweet, I think we have a Z10 here. I've been wanting to see one of these. It's the first time I'm seeing one of these in person. Sweet. Cool. Well, I'm sure this is something a lot of you guys want to see. These haven't dropped in Canada yet. Oh, the fuel's up here. Cool, let's do a little walk around.
Check this thing out. I was lucky enough to take a trip down to Las Vegas for SEMA 2024 this year thanks to my partners at Bullite Wheels, and while I was there, I managed to find the brand new 2025 ZForce Z10. I know a lot of you guys are interested in this thing, so let's check it out.
Let's look at the important parts first. Fox shocks, live valve. That's pretty sick. Eyebox springs on this thing. I'm assuming they don't come from the factory with those.
I have them back at my hotel.
But if they did, that'd be really cool. We got the sway bar in the front there. A-arms look a lot beefier. Looks like they took a few tips from Polaris there. That box style arm like you see on the OEM Turbo Rs and the Pro Rs. They're still not super huge in comparison to some, but far from the flimsiest, that's for sure. Front diff looks decent. I mean, there's not a ton of diff issues with these machines. It'll be nice to see how this one holds up. Even this guy's checking it out. Looks like there's some Cfmoto accessories on there already, like the windshield. You got a roof rack of some sorts on there. That's kind of cool. Stock cage looks a lot better than previous cages have from Cfmoto. The doors look good. They obviously come with full doors from the factory. They got a spare tire rack on the back. So the radiator is in the back on these things. Looks like they got dual fans in there. They got dual rear radius rods set up on these. And it's actually interesting, they've got a telescoping or a sliding axle shaft right there, you can see. This was first seen on the Arctic Cat XX models quite a few years back. It's interesting they went to this design. That's pretty cool. Similar to the 950 HOEX, they've got the tow bar there, the adjustable link. I'm assuming they're using a CVTech clutch setup like they have in the past. These are turbocharged 3 cylinders. They are non-intercooled. I'm assuming that stuff's gonna come next year. They're probably gonna give you an intercooler and add a few ponies. These are on a non-beadlock wheel. They're a 30-inch CST Pulse XT, similar to a Carnivore really, very similar design. The radius rod setup looks similar to what you'd see on a Razor, but the rear suspension geometry and angles look more similar to an X3 setup. That perfectly straight rear shock. Looks like there's a lot of shock on there. There's the eyebox springs on this one. I'd like to know whether those eyebox springs are coming from the factory. If these are Fox shocks with live valves and eyebox springs from the factory, a true, properly set up dual rate setup, that would be really impressive, especially at this price point. See a nice big brake caliper in the rear there, similar to the size that you'd see on a Razor likely. Same goes with the rotor assembly, very similar to what you'd see on all the other machines. Obviously we got a rear sway bar set up there with the end link going to the outside of the trailing arm, which is an interesting location for it. Wondering why they went there. I'm assuming it's for clearance with other stuff. Looks like all the sway bar bushings and everything are greasable. It's cool to see this new 3-cylinder engine. That's not something I've seen yet, so that's really neat. You can see the little turbocharger hiding in there. I can't wait to get my hands on one of these so that we can do like a test drive and really let you guys know what it's all about. We got a pretty big exhaust pipe on there going into a nice big muffler, so I'm sure the aftermarket will take care of that. Dual exit exhaust. Just the muffler tips look pretty neat. They're vented there. It's got a cool 2-tone setup, the orange and black. I'm fighting the lighting here. It's really brutal, guys. I'm sorry. Even in the 4-seater, it doesn't look disproportionate. With a set of 32s on there, it would look just right. Check out that steering wheel. Similar to the Razor setups, you've got your drive modes on there. You've got your volume control, suspension settings here, start, stop. Pretty cool. They got a big touch screen in here by the looks of it. Really nice switch panel. Fit and finish continues to improve on these machines for sure. It's getting better and better. So my understanding is this isn't actually a production model. It's a model that's being provided to some brands for development purposes, for accessories. I believe this one belongs to MB Corp. Then they're developing a speaker system for it. We are at the MB Corp booth. I'm actually pumped that this machine is here at SEMA. Seats definitely look improved from previous generations. Looks like they got some sort of air intake system here potentially for the rads. That'd be kind of cool. air intakes there. The fit and finish on the doors looks a lot nicer than it has in the past. I'm not seeing any door seals though, which kind of shocks me. Are they just assuming that we're gonna drive these things in the sand or something? I really would have liked to see some door seals for more of our trail use, and you know, it's not like they'd hurt out in the sand. But yeah, this machine's looking really, really fine. Nice taillights. Z10-4. They went to a nice LED light on these ones. That's pretty cool. I think I want to trade my 4-seater in for this one. We got the 950 Sport 4. This would be a really nice welcome upgrade to that. But we'll build that one first, and if it does well, maybe this is what we will transition into or upgrade to, because man, look at that thing, it looks sick. Okay, so I got a little distracted talking to some people. Some viewers swung by and saw me by the Cfmoto of all places. So it's cool to chat with some people that watch the videos, and also spoke with some people in the industry about the Cfmoto. So let me know what you guys think of this. I think it's a pretty cool setup. I think it's gonna be an interesting model to watch and pay attention to.
I've got a few more nice shots of the machine here so you guys can just tune in and pay attention, take a look at what it looks like, take a look at all those components, the wheels, the tires, the shocks, the body panels, the fit and finish. It really, really has improved and continues to improve. I think generally speaking, the outlook on this machine is quite positive on the industry. You know, when manufacturers like this compete, at the end of the day, the consumer is the one who wins. So the gap between the brands it's shrinking. I mean, you can't argue that. In the past, you could see a much larger difference between quality and performance on a unit like this and some of the other brands, but these days, it's getting a lot more difficult to see that to the untrained eye. If you were to take one of these machines, park it in a busy Costco or in a Walmart or something like that, and take all the badges off and park it next to a Polaris or a Can-Am, I think that a lot of people in the general public would struggle to tell the machines apart without the branding, and that's where we've gotten now. When you factor in price points, it really gets difficult to ignore these machines. Look at this fit and finish, look at the styling, look at the attention to detail, and you can't tell me that this is the Cfmoto of 10 years ago, guys. They have not slowed down one bit, and if this is what they're bringing to the table now, I'm really interested to see what they have in store for us for the next few years in regards to performance on these established models, as well as hopefully maybe even bringing us some more models that we haven't seen yet, whether that's utility machines or crossovers or pure sports. It's just going to be interesting to see what Cfmoto has in store moving forward, and it's going to be really interesting to see how these machines sell and perform over the next few seasons. I really think things are going to work out well, but let's wait and see. Leave a comment below, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support the channel in other ways, then consider heading over to our Shopify store and getting yourself some cool Team AJP merch. You can also find us on Patreon as well as social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget to head on over to our YouTube channel to check out our previous content, and if you enjoy it, please share the videos with your friends. There's a lot more great content heading your way in the near future, so stay tuned for that, and as always, ride safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.